Everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Update that thumbnail. And hey man, it is your boy West Coast, and we are here for the late night Cowboy talk. You feel me? Our version of what can't sleep Cowboy. Why? Because we are up. We all got some pants on, but we can't go to sleep. You feel me? So we about to talk about some Cowboy content for a little bit, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I got my boy Landlord that's gonna slide in here in about 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Once he gets to the crib. But until then, it's going to be me, your boy West Coast, your illustrious host. And then, hey, man, the dreadhead himself, Mr. HTM from HTM Sports. What's up with it, man?
Cuz I'm cooling, man. Just I'm still enjoying this win we just had. But I got my eyes turned to these 49ers. I've been hearing a bunch of chit chat and talk about how we gonna run to a buzzsaw and this and that. But man, we the buzzsaw.
Mm.
I said we gonna be the one cutting teams in half come Sunday evening, night, whenever we play. Hey,
Update,
Travis Banks, I
up,
appreciate you tapping in with me, kinfolk.
update your thumbnail.
Working on it right now, man.
All right, got you. All right, and then, hey, man, so, hey, you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, there is two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit that share button. You got to share the content. You got to send the content around the world. And we are not live on Facebook. I just realized that right now. Or are we live on Facebook? Let me see. Let me see. We are not. I caught that quick. Let me see. Oh, that's why. Let me turn that one off, and then let me turn this one on. All right, there we go. So, yo, I was wondering where everybody was at. Like, what the hell? All right, so, yo, man, it's your boy West Coast. We live in the building, man. Let me reload this. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing, man? We are live. At least we should be live on all platforms. Let me see. It should be updating here in about 2 seconds. There it goes. All right, so now we are live on all platforms. Now we are live on all platforms. So how's everybody doing this evening, man? It's your boy West Coast and your boy Henny DeMore from HTN Sports. How you doing this evening, my boy?
I'm good, kinfolk. I'm just making it, man.
Shoot, I heard that, man. Well, yep, we live on Facebook. All right, that's confirmed. All right, so let's get it, man. All right, let's get it. So you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you must do is you must hit that share button. So I need everybody right now, no matter where you're watching at right now, I need everybody right now to go in and hit that share button. And then what's up with you, Richard Evans? I see you over there on YouTube. Appreciate you for tapping in. I guess a lot of people live on it's a lot of people live on YouTube right now. So I appreciate you guys if you're choosing West Coast and HTM for your content tonight. I appreciate you guys. Let me update my thumbnail. All right. So yo, Facebook, what's up with you? YouTube, what's up with you? Hey, Henny, I know you got some people tapping in on your side. You want to give them a shout out again?
Yeah, man. Hold that thought. I gotta hit the save so I can update this thumbnail.
All right, let me get on and get these Facebook people out of the way real quick. All right, so yo, let's go. So hey, what's up with you, Bubba? What's up with you, my boy? Appreciate you for tapping in. All right, so you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you must do is you must hit that share button. So I need everybody right now, no matter where you're looking at, no matter where you're watching the content at, I need you guys to hit that share button for your boy. You feel me? The next thing I need you to do, I need to find out who is watching the content the latest. So I need everybody right now to put in the content, put it in right now. Who is watching the latest? Who is watching the latest? Who is watching the latest right now? You know what I'm saying? Put it in the comment box. I want to know who's up watching the latest Cowboy content right now. All right? And then I'm going to probably ask you your time zone. You right? All right, so next thing I'm going to do, next thing. When I say your name, I need everybody to hit that star button. Or if you can on YouTube, I need you guys to hit that super chat button. All right? Hit that super chat button, hit that star button. All right? So let's go. So Arvine, what's up with you, Arvine? Jackson, I see you. Thomas Baxter, I see you, sir. Manuel Adim, what's up with you, sir? I see you. Appreciate you for tapping in. Campground Roddick, what's up with you, sir? Appreciate you for tapping in. Thomas says it's 10 p.m. out in Washington. That's what we on the same time zone, Pacific. Lee Harrison, what's up with you, my boy? And Israel Marquez, what's up with you? Justin Bishop, I see you also. Thank you for tapping in. Let's see what we got on YouTube. And then we got We got like a couple people on YouTube. As you guys already know how YouTube works, you gotta say hi to us so that we can say hi
Yeah.
back to you first. You know what I'm saying? So I
So
need
speaking of which, Scary Murphy has spoken. What's good with your kinfolk and Tavis Banks? I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me over here at HTM Sports.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's go, man. What's up, Paul George? Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you. All right, so let's get it, man. Let's talk about it, man. Cowboys, man, in less than what, 2 days? Well, no, 2 days and a wake up. We'll be taking on the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I think this is actually the Cowboys' original. I know they say that the Eagles are a rival, which they are because they're in our division, but historically, they are our first rival. You know what I'm saying? This
This is our postseason rival. We were
here.
playing for championships against the 49ers. So that's why I always holds so much value to. You know what I mean? Like people remember the catch. People remember us getting Deion Sanders and Charles Haley from the Niners and shifting the balance of power. They remember all these different things, man. So like we had a bunch of classic matchups with the 49ers. You know, the Cowboys and them were two of the most winningest franchise in the history of the NFL. We both have 5 Super Bowls to our names. You know, we played each other numerous times in the playoffs. So, you know, that holds weight. Like the Eagles, you know, there's a lot of bad blood, hate between there. But you know, when you're playing somebody, you know, somebody in your way to win a championship, you know, that's different. Like
Mhm.
this is more in line with Lakers Celtics than anything.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. Jerry wants to win this game very, very much. You wanna know why?
Mhm.
Because think about this. This is our original playoff rival, right? That's maybe 25 years ago, right? In that time, the 49ers have been trash, gone to the Super Bowl, been trash, gone back to the Super Bowl. Now they're right here in the divisional round with us.
Mhm.
With the Dallas Cowboys, the furthest we've gotten is the round we're in right now. Like
Exactly.
we're still trying to get over this hump that they've gotten over 3 times now, at least 3 times because they lost in the NFC Championship game, right?
Yeah, just last year.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is definitely a game. I mean, I will say one thing, over them last 25 years, the 49ers, and the crazy thing about it is, the 49ers have had multiple owners in that time too. The Dallas Cowboys have we had what? We've had one.
Mhm.
And that's Jerry Jones. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. Jerry Jones definitely, not even just to put himself in there, but he definitely, this is a game Jerry Jones wants to win. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just going into this game right off the back, man. I know that a lot of talk. I think we've kind of talked about their schedule already, and I think we've kind of beat that horse. And I think we all understand, or if you don't understand, it's because you just don't want to. As far as what these 49ers teams has actually played this year, but I think a subject that a lot of people haven't really touched on, and we touched on it, is as good as this defense is, a lot of people don't talk about, man, how they have allowed number one receivers to just go up and down this field, man. And I just want to talk about that for a little bit. And that actually made us, that you wrote a great article on it. I want you to talk about your article, and because your article led to my video. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that. This defense, and an obvious. This is if this defense is supposed to be Superman, the number one receiver is definitely their kryptonite. So let's talk about that.
Right. So you know, like the numbers are not a mirage. You know, like people like to disregard numbers when they don't fit their narratives. So like again, like I'll take nothing from the 49ers as a team. You know, they got 20 interceptions. That's the most in the league. That's great. However, when they are not getting picks, they are allowing touchdowns and they are allowing big plays. And that is the truth. Because their secondary is manned by Charvarius Ward. He is a former Dallas Cowboy. He's a pretty good corner, but the other guys in their secondary, in terms of coverage, are not that great, and that is the reason why they are the 23rd ranked passing defense in terms of yardage right now. So they've allowed just as many touchdowns as they've gotten interceptions. So when I said previously that they are a feast or famine defense, I really mean that because they're all their talent defensively is up front. No, they got good pass rushers. And I'll take that back. Man, they got a very good safety that made an All Pro team this year. But outside of that, like their cornerbacks, they're not that great in coverage. So on the season, if you actually count the playoff game, they have allowed 12 different players to go 90 plus yards on them.
Damn.
They have allowed 12 different guys to get off and get 90 plus yards on their defense. So, and a matter of fact, there was a game where they had three guys go over 90 yards against them at one time. Because if I'm not mistaken, in the Kansas City game,
Juju.
Juju had over 100 yards, Scantley had over 100 yards, and Travis Kelce had over 90 yards. So that's three people right there. So
And they got blew out.
and they got blew out. They were playing Madden, they would have had to pass the stick. You get 20, you get down 21, it's over. Ain't nobody finna watch the rest of that game. You got other folks waiting to play. So yeah, man. So it's not that they're not a good team in totality, but they do have a weakness. Just like every bad team has things they do very well. Every good team has issues that they struggle with. Like we are not a great run defense. Never have no, we haven't been a great run defense this year. We still won 12 games in spite of that.
Yeah.
Like they are not a great coverage team. They still won 13 games in spite of that. No, I take nothing from them, but they definitely have a weakness in the back end that can be exploited, especially with a guy like CD Lamb on our roster.
And remember, we ain't got to beat them 14 times. You just got to beat them one time.
He's got to beat them once.
This ain't a 3-game series. This ain't a 5-game series. You got to beat them one time. So in a 1-game series, yes, you can definitely exploit somebody's weakness. Now, obviously, I'm Mr. Run the damn ball, so people are like, oh, my God, is West Coast saying we need to go out there and throw the damn ball 50,000 times? Nope, I'm not saying that. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the Dallas Cowboys game plan should still be to lead with the run because that is what your team's identity is. But at the same time, when you throw the ball, there should be an aggressiveness with throwing the ball, meaning down the field, because, man, you have your wide receivers are better than their corners.
Much better.
Like your number one, I would actually say this. Your number 1 through 3 receivers are better than their number 1 through 3 DBs.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the all-pro safety is not an all-pro safety because of coverage. He's an all-pro safety because of basically what Jamal Williams did. He's a linebacker in the box. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it real, we got a guy that just don't got the name. Donovan Wilson is doing the same thing that their safety's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that Donovan Wilson's just as good and as impactful as their all-pro. You just don't know Donovan Wilson. But Dono is balling. My boy out of Texas A&M, number 6.
Having a hell of a season.
Hell of a season. Gonna get paid too. Somebody gonna pay him. If we don't pay him, somebody's for sure gonna pay him.
I think we should pay him. Like it's not like safety money is wide receiver money.
I think the thing with Donovan Wilson is gonna come down to if Dan Quinn's here, I think a lot of guys are gonna. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Dan Quinn leaving, because you gotta think there's no way if Dan Quinn brought all these dudes to us when he came, you gotta know there's some guys on that free agency list that he's gonna take with him.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that how well he uses safeties in the box, I would not be surprised if Donovan Wilson be a guy that he would be like, yo, I want you to come wherever I go. Because for your defense, that's what he kind of does. You know what I'm saying? Donovan Wilson is his Jamal Adams. He's his Earl Thomas. Because he gets to use him however he wanted to use him. So I think that's something that we can look toward the end, of the season, obviously. But I mean, that's just a thought. But I think a lot of these, not even just to get off the San Francisco 49er game, but I think a lot of the defensive guys, when it comes to, them signing and things like that, I think a lot of their decisions are going to be based around where Dan Quinn goes.
I could see that, especially with how well they played with Dan Quinn. Because listen, Dan Quinn's got J. Ron Curse paid. If J. Ron Curse wasn't already under contract, I would definitely believe that he would leave with Dan Quinn when he left. Hey, Chris Johnson, I appreciate you tapping in. Action Pal, what's up with you? But yeah, man, like he's done a lot for a lot of these guys for their careers. Because J. Ron Curse was rotting away at the end of Minnesota's depth chart. Rotting away at the end of the Detroit Lions depth chart
behind Anthony Harris.
Yeah, behind Anthony Harris. So like he had very limited time to play, but Dan Quinn saw his ability. He put him in the perfect position to be impactful. And hell, let's be honest, Dan Quinn got Jay Runkers paid. because he was not using him the way he was using him. He would not be a starting safety. He wouldn't have probably gotten that chance, and he has excelled at what he asked him to do.
And he gonna
And
get
listen,
Donovan Wilson paid. Same story.
he gonna get Donovan Wilson paid. And what's crazy is Donovan Wilson had been on our team for years before Dan Quinn got here, and he was just underutilized by the previous coaching staff.
3 to be exact.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Because Donovan Wilson, like remember he had like 2 or 3 interceptions in one preseason game.
No, it was what his rookie season. He played in 4 preseason games. He had 3 interceptions. He had 1 in each one. Then in his last one, he had 2 turnovers.
Thank you. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, Donovan went crazy. I mean, I know it has no bearing on today, but he also has a state record in high school as a sophomore for getting turnovers. He had 6 interceptions in one game.
Well, damn.
Like what? What do you do when one kid has 6 interceptions?
Hey, Chris Johnson had a good point. He said he might get LBE paid.
Facts.
So we were not going to keep LBE.
No, we weren't.
So that's the reason we did not pick up his 5th-year option. Because listen, we didn't even have to worry about paying him an exuberant amount of money.
Donald and that boy Fowler too. Don't forget about Fowler.
Oh, Fowler definitely getting paid. And listen, Fowler is a guy that he had before. So like he has Dan Quinn is definitely a player.
Think about this: Dante Fowler, Tack McKinley, the safety from last year, KZ, Keanu O'Neal, the Shepherd kid that we didn't keep, the corner. That's 5 right there.
Yep.
That I can think of just off the top of my head.
You got a point. Yeah. He brought a lot of people in that he trusted, coached before, had a relationship with. And people like from what I see, like man, they love Dan Quinn. That like not even just the defensive players, like the people on the team really, really admire and like Dan Quinn a lot.
That's why I believe that. I believe that some of these defensive guys will be gone with Dan Quinn next year. A guy like
the ones that can go, yes,
exactly. And if you're a guy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're a guy like Donovan Wilson, I'm sorry, I would have to trust my career with Dan Quinn over anybody in Dallas because he's the guy that put me in a position to get paid.
You gotta trust him. Especially because you got to see because look, he got a big enough sample size. There's life before Dan Quinn and there's life after Dan Quinn. Like you are starting safety on a playoff team right now.
Think about this: you're a safety that's being talked about as that should have been a Pro Bowler.
Should have been All Pro
again for the 2nd year in a row. Now the next thing I think the people are saying is the next person is Kellen Moore. A scenario that we and you were kind of talking about was Kellen Moore going with success is going to come change, is going to come opportunities. Well, I think Kellen Moore might get. Beating Tom Brady in the playoffs enough to get a job in the NFL.
Probably not at this point. Not at this point. But I will tell you what will get you a job in the NFL if you go to an NFC Championship game. If you win an NFC Championship game. So, I've expected us to still have further success because I do really believe in my heart that we were going to beat the 49ers. Because, just from a matchup standpoint, like we can exploit that defense that they run. We have the more experience and the better quarterback. And you actually look at the resume, we actually have a Super Bowl winning coach. I know people love Kyle Shanahan, but the guy we have is actually a guy that has closed the deal in the playoffs before. He has not done that. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's been a part of 2 of the biggest Super Bowl debacles in NFL history, and it seems like he just escapes every time. But people always talk about he
was Dan Quinn's offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl.
They always talk about Dan Quinn. They never bring up his play calling that helped them get back into the game. And then
they didn't score again.
And then you got to also think about this: they were up a lot on the Kansas City Chiefs and lost that game. So nobody talks about it. He's been to the Super Bowl twice with a controlling factor on who would win or lose that game and have failed both times.
Mm.
So, I'm not taking anything away from him as a coach, but I
What we saying
my,
is
my
he ain't walking on water.
yeah, like Big Mike has his issues, but at least Big Mike has a Super Bowl ring. Like when Big Mike got to a Super Bowl, he delivered. So you know what? Like we should feel good about our prospects in this game because we have the more accomplished coach, we have the more accomplished quarterback. We have a team that has beaten more quality opponents. Because listen, we beat the number 1 seed in the NFC. We beat the number 3 seed in the NFC. We just beat and eliminated the number 4 seed in the NFC. We swept the number 6 seed in the NFC, and we beat the number 3 seed in
In the
the AFC.
AFC.
So we have a battle tested
We probably
schedule.
had the hardest schedule in football this year.
Yes, yes, we have one of the harder schedules in football.
I'm pretty sure when it goes back to when the NFL does the whole win to loss ratio, like what team had played, had the team that had the most wins to losses. I can almost guarantee that the Cowboys are going to be up there, number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, we played a bunch of very quality
I mean,
teams. Even the teams we lost.
8 teams. You played 8 teams that had 500 plus records.
Yes, because think about it. We beat Detroit. Detroit was a tiebreaker away from being a 7th seed. Like they went because Seattle won their playoff.
I mean, theoretically, if Detroit would have beat us, they would have been in the playoffs.
Right. So we really are. The loss is us is one of the losses that kept them out of being a playoff team. And even the teams that we lost to, the Jacksonville Jaguars were the 4 seed in the AFC. The Green Bay Packers were playing for the final spot. Excuse me, in the playoffs in the very last game of the year. So like we didn't have a bunch of bad losses. We didn't have a bunch of debacles or anything like that.
Think about this, and think about this: the Detroit Lions almost beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia had to kick a field goal in the final minutes to beat them.
Yeah. So we had a very
and they scored 35 points on them, if I'm not mistaken. How many points did Detroit? How many points did that boy Goff score put on them boys? That's why I honestly think that Philadelphia's gonna lose, bro. Like, if you really want to think about it, Philadelphia's best. Like, think about this. Who cares? Listen, I'm tired of talking about the 49ers. We about to pause. Listen, the Eagles ain't played nobody either. Their best win of the season, honestly, is a Dallas Cowboy team that was led by Cooper Rush. Go look at their schedule right now.
I'm looking at it. They beat the hold on. No, I'm looking at it. So yeah, the Lions scored 35. The final score was 38.
Who was
35.
the best team they beat?
Philadelphia Eagles. I guess you could say the Vikings, maybe. And we saw how that happened.
But you get what I mean? So theoretically, they wouldn't want to say the Vikings. The Eagles would really want to say the best team they beat was us. The best team they beat this year was us. You don't want to say Minnesota. Minnesota's not even in no more. Minnesota lost to the team you're about to play. So you definitely don't want to say that. So you're going to tell me the best team that you beat got beat by the team you're about to play right now? Yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I love how overly confident Philadelphia fans are. Like they don't even worry. They don't even worry about Philadelphia. They don't even worry about their game. They just come to Cowboy streams. Oh no, we don't worry about that. We don't gotta worry. We're just gonna have. I told them like, bro, y'all gonna be worrying about the Cowboys and mess around and not be on the playoffs on Sunday. Wake up literally and not know you're not in the playoffs. Y'all not in the playoffs, bro. When we play, y'all not in the playoffs no more.
It is crazy
because Philly, 2 teams that have not played anybody, bro. Philadelphia Eagles and the 49ers, bro. And look at both their records. And both teams struggled at the end of the season.
And neither team played a first place schedule because remember, the 49ers did not win their division.
Nope.
The Eagles last year did not win their division. We did. So neither one of them played a first place schedule. Neither one of them played a bunch of hard teams. So I'm not going to knock them for taking advantage of beating the team they're supposed to beat. But I'm not going to also sit here and say that they're gods or, unbeatable or juggernauts because of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is my take on it. I mean, I think it's going to be a better game than a lot of people expect. I think it's a lot of people that didn't, the common fan didn't even think the Giants were going to beat Minnesota. So that's why I don't even listen to the
We
common.
did though.
Yeah, exactly. I put money on that they were going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm putting money on the Giants to beat Philadelphia this week, because the Giants, they ain't played nobody. You know what I'm saying? And if their hope is on Jalen Hurts, then man, you gonna have to ask him to run with that shoulder. I mean, let's see him get it done. I think that defense is going to be able to run with him, too. Keep it real. And let's jump on some of these comments real quick. Joseph says, don't let us see the Giants win, and we know we have the NFC Championship game at home. Oh, my God. Think about that. Talk about that.
Yeah, so because we will be the highest seed left if we handle business. So if the Giants pull off the upset and beat the Eagles, that's number one seed gone. So the person who hosts the home playoff game will be the highest seed. Well, we're playing the 49ers, who are the 2 seed. If we knock off the 2 seed, us as the 5 seed would host the 6 seed New York Giants at AT&T Stadium with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So I know there's a lot of things that have to fall in place. No, we got to rely on.
Hey, think about this. Not to cut you off, but think about this. Think about this. Think about this. Think about this, fellas. No matter what happens in the Giants and Philadelphia Eagles game, Cowboys beat the San Francisco 49ers, you will play a team in the NFC Championship game that you have beat this year to go to the Super Bowl. You beat the Giants twice, and you beat the Philadelphia Eagles the last time you played them. So think about that. Think about that. So I'm just saying. Think about that. Think about that road. Think about that road to the Super Bowl. Knowing that, no matter who, that's an even more incentive. That'd be crazy waking up Sunday morning knowing that, listen, all we got to do is win and we go home to play the Giants, who has not beaten us in what, 5 years?
It's been since 2016, so it's longer than 5 years.
Like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it's Cowboys and Giants, that's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, because Dak Prescott has not lost to the New York Giants since his rookie year, 2016.
Like, that's gonna be the NFL gonna be mad because that's gonna be a 44-14er. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a 44-14er.
I could definitely see it too, man. Also, let's see, George Edwards, I think. Jacksonville is still in, but wasn't any good when they played them. No. And then they played Jacksonville in the monsoon. So, like, Jacksonville couldn't even play they style of offense they wanted to play against Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, since we just talking around the NFL, let's do it, man. Let's talk about the round of NFL. Let's jump to the AFC because there's only 2 other games. We got Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
You mean Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jaguars?
Jaguars, I'm sorry. My bad. Jaguars, and then the Bengals have the Bills. I mixed both games together. It don't matter. I ain't gonna lie, that Bills in that Cincinnati game is kind of wobbler.
With the way that Josh Allen is playing right now, I am not picking the Bills.
Yeah, because I ain't even gonna lie. I know, listen to me. If you really go look at the NFL last week and you had to rank the teams just off of how they played, like, listen to me. Everybody close their eyes. Ready? When you guys when you open your eyes, I want you guys to look at this pen. All right? I'm about to blip you guys. And when I blip you, you're going to forget the whole regular season, right? 1, 2, 3, blip. All right, bam. Last week was the first week of the NFL season. If you're looking at these teams right now, and all you know is what they did last week, the Dallas Cowboys are probably the best team in football right now.
Just off of how they performed, they were the only team.
Go ahead. You already know where I'm going. We were the only team that wasn't behind. We were the only team that was not down at all.
Right. We led from start to finish, and we ended with a double-digit lead. We won by 17 points. And, the 49ers did end up eventually pulling away. Hey, Landlord, what's good with you, man?
Finish your thought. Go ahead.
I got going.
Hey, so they eventually pulled away, but like they were down for a good portion of their game against Seattle. So like they did not dominate the way that we did. So the Dallas Cowboys were the team that played the best.
Yeah,
Yes,
landlord.
sir.
What I said is, I said I need everybody to close. I need you to close your eyes for 3 seconds. When you open your eyes, at the count of one, when you get down to one, the regular season is gonna magically erase out of your head. So the only thing you know about football for this season is the last week that you just seen right now. All right. Then I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. All right.
All right.
All right. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Blip. All right. There you go. Who's the best team in football right now? Just off of what you seen last week.
Gotta be the Cowboy.
Okay. Second question: who's the best quarterback in football right now?
Dak Prescott.
Gotta be Dak, because we ain't see Pat or nobody else play. So Dak.
Exactly.
Okay. Now think about this. Now think about this. Everybody want to say the narrative. Everybody's gonna say the narrative. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you the cool thing about this is Jalen. And people say, "Oh, it's Jalen Hurts. It's Jalen Hurts. He's the best quarterback, and we ain't seen him yet." But guess what? You may not see him in this playoff series. You may not see. There's no guarantee that you might see Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Want to know why? Because they play a Philadelphia Eagles team that knows them very well. Hey, real quick, how did those scores go this year?
What you mean?
Giants and Eagles.
Yeah, and real quick, man, I got my boy Landlord in the building. I forgot. I just started talking like we was in a conversation already. You know what I'm saying? Landlord in the building. Your page is already live, so you ain't even got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? We've been live.
Sir.
We've been live for the last 20 minutes on your page, so that's how it be. You know what I'm saying? When you trust a person, when you trust them, you get a front door key and a back door key. You know what I'm saying? Want to know why? Because it's the same key. You feel me? Work on all the doors. You feel me? But I want to know. We just talking about the playoffs. Let's talk about who's playing the best football. Some of the best football right now. That's these Dallas Cowboys, man. Landlord, what's your thoughts?
Absolutely. The Cowboys are playing better than we had the most impressive win of the weekend, by far, in my opinion. That San Francisco game against the Seahawks, that was a close football game, all the way almost like right into the
They
fourth
were losing
quarter.
at halftime.
And and the score was 17-23, and Geno had the ball in the red zone right about to tie the football game up. And
they got that bad penalty.
Yeah, they got a script set.
I'm talking about the penalty that set them back first.
Oh,
yeah. They were
the penalty put
inches.
Yeah, the penalty put him back and put him in like second and I think it was second and 11. Then he got the strip sack, right? And then it was over for them.
Yeah.
Once they got that script sack, that changed the whole momentum. It was like a snowball effect, an avalanche after that, and it went haywire. So make no mistake about it, that game was it was way closer than the final score indicated. So if you look at the way we performed and the way they performed against an inferior team, we was a much better showing.
And think about this. And think about
this. Then we played on the road against the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you got to take that into perspective as well.
Hey, it's my bad for cutting you off, man. I had a point, but it was about to slip. I didn't already lost it.
Dang.
But speaking of,
I was trying to get my paper and pen so I can write it down, but I couldn't find my damn pen. So I was like, I'm just about to try to say it just quickly before it freaking leave my head. It's gonna come back in a minute.
Hey, but
Shout out to Todd Lockhart with the 199 super sticker. I appreciate you, sir.
What was my damn thought? God dang it.
Hey, but Chris Johnson said, and this is something I wanted to state real quick.
That's what I was gonna say. You said about Geno about the turnover. I was gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go, Benny. That's something that we do not appreciate about Dak Prescott, because think about this. Geno Smith was having a great game until he did what? Made one mistake, bruh. He made one mistake. And you know the thing, the worst thing about the mistake? The mistake wasn't the bad thing. You know what was the worst thing about it? He couldn't make it up, bruh. Like exactly what you said. That's what I was trying to write down. I was trying to write the word snowball down. But then I was like, why am I writing the word snowball down? Because you said that. and that's exactly what happened. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't be appreciating that about Dak Prescott. It's like he don't have those snowballing effects where it just gets worse and worse and worse. Dak Prescott started off this game against the Buccaneers, 0 for 3 on drive, then went surgical, bruh.
Yeah. And I know Henry, I just want to add this real quick. It
Mhm.
was I just rewatched that game from last year against the Niners, man. And Dak had overcame a 2nd and 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak does make up a lot of stuff, bro. And like, that's the thing about it. You just can't depend on no quarterback to constantly get you over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll make a big play. He made a big play to CD Lamb in the beginning of the game, and boom, holding penalty. Bring it back. It was like a 30-yard catch.
It was 30-yard
Like,
game.
yeah,
and
then
Landlord, and think about this. If you watch that game, I'm gonna tell you something else you saw. Dak was refusing to run in that game too. That is not gonna be the point this year.
he did it in the second half though. That's he waited too long to bring out the
because by
leg.
the second half it was like, but you could clearly tell because there was like a 3rd and 6 where Dak like he was rolling out and you're like, bro, just run the ball, but he tucks it and he tries to gun it in there, incomplete pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's not gonna be the mindset. Dak rushed the ball 7 times this past week, man. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. You know, if you go look at the game that the Raiders almost beat these dudes with a backup quarterback. And you know what that backup quarterback did? That boy was running that football, bruh.
Yeah.
So that's a nice segue right there. Because speaking of running the ball, and Wes, this is something that we were talking about before we got on here. Chris Johnson said, would y'all take Greg Roman next year as a run game coordinator? Next season, obviously. Buddy, if we keep winning, he's going to have to be our offensive coordinator. Because Kellen Moore is going to have a job somewhere.
He's going to be out of here.
I think if he win, listen to me, bro. If you win this week, you lose one of your coaches. You lose one of your coaches for sure, at least one. Because now you're going to
be a bidding war.
Exactly. No. I think like this. If you get to the Super Bowl, you for sure lose both. You know what I'm saying? But I keep it real, you might actually lose both. You might lose both either way because
they both already got interviews.
And think about this. Look at the guys who are available. The only people, and it's like the only person that really has a better than anybody right now, because everybody else is coming off of being fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're coming off of being fired. These guys will be coming off of a run. Because I know Brian Leftwich is out there, and I ain't gonna lie, because you know I'm down for the bros. But then I remembered.
He gonna throw that ball.
Oh my God, bro! I would listen to him. I was ready to put on my Black Panther outfit, throw up the Wakanda and everything, bro. Listen to me. I was down.
Forever.
Yes, I was going February 1st. I was going to launch a full on time. The Dallas Cowboys need to bring Brian Leftwich to the Dallas Cowboys. February 1st, I was going in, but then I realized that he just threw the ball 60 times. Just last week.
Don't shortchange that, man.
45-year-old quarterback, bro. With a 45-year-old quarterback, there's no way Dak don't throw the how many 66?
Threw it 66 times. Don't shortchange him.
66 times,
hold
bro.
on, y'all give me 1 second. We got a troll in the chat.
Hey,
Tony Montana. You must be on some of that good cocaine. You talking about some Niners, bro. Look, let me address this Niners game 1 second, y'all. Y'all forgive me. But these 49er fans talk with such hubris. They so swole in the chest, talking so reckless, man. That's why I cannot wait till Sunday, y'all. I can't wait because they need to be humble. They talking like they just ran through us last year or something. That was we shot ourselves in the foot. We cheddar bob that game. That's what it's looking like to me. And a lot of people, contrary to popular belief, they did not run all over us like that. They got like a big run by Debo, but for the most part, Mitchell had like a couple 10-yard runs. But for the most part,
that's not good, Landlord.
No, I'm saying about 2.
He said a couple.
Like 2 10-yard, that's 20 yards.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they consistently just dominated us. That's what I'm saying. That was not the case. And we locked them up, really. If you want to be real, like,
I mean, think about the best they did. The score was what still? What was the score still?
23-17.
Like, people be talking like the score was 45
show up to
points.
the party because we kept getting all them pre-snap penalties. Like, if our offense play anywhere near the way we played against the Bucs, because I'm pretty sure I like Dan Quinn in this matchup. I like our 3 safeties going up against these boys. I like that matchup. Yeah. So if we play halfway as good as Dak played against the Bucs, these boys might get blew out. So I just like the hubris they got. I really do. I can't wait to Sunday, bro. I really can't.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now: if the Cowboys don't score 33 points, 30 points on a team, you don't really even see the real Cowboys offense. I'm just being real.
Straight up.
Just being real with you. Like, I'm not saying. Listen to me. I'm not saying that. Like, well, yeah, I'm really saying that. What I'm really saying is, like, if we don't score 30 points, we beat ourselves. Like, I'm just being real. That's not us.
Yeah.
Like, that's not us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not, like, last
and
year
I'm gonna
versus
be honest,
the 49ers, that was not the 49ers. I mean, that was not the Dallas Cowboys, bro. 17 points, that wasn't us, bro.
I really thought Dak played a real bad game last year. I was so mad that it took me a minute to look at it again. But
I mean, that's what's gonna happen if you take the mindset of Dak Prescott trying to drop back. I mean, you gotta. I mean, also listen. Think about this, landlord. I want to tell you something that a lot of people don't realize. That was Dak coming off of a major injury, bro. Like, this dude was trying to do like, the only person to ever do something like that is like Adrian Peterson, bro. Like, tell me a quarterback, like, I know Tom Brady, or did Tom Brady do it after he tore his ACL? Matt Castle took him to the and then they lost in the first round. Did Tom Brady go to to make it to the playoffs the next year? I'm pretty sure he did.
I know he was gone.
I'm pretty sure.
Year,
yeah, I'm pretty sure Tom went to the playoffs.
One game.
But you get what I mean, like, bro, like that within itself, to come back off of a major injury and win 12 games, be the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and not win MVP of the league, that's freaking crazy. To keep it real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's because if anybody does that last year, and then think about this, Dak threw 37 touchdowns. He threw 36 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, 37. He threw 37. What did Aaron Rodgers throw? 36? 37?
They threw the same amount of touchdowns.
The only difference is Dak played 16 games. Aaron Rodgers played 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got no love for that, bruh. None. But now y'all want to talk about him. And, like, listen, I love the fact that y'all can't even talk about interceptions no more. You want to know why? Because I erased the regular season. Because you don't know what you forgot. You forgot he threw all them. You don't even remember that. And guess what? It don't matter. It don't matter.
No, it don't.
Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. The scariest quarterback right now is Dak. You want to know why? Because you've seen him. I'm going to tell you the other two scariest quarterbacks right now, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. You want to know why? Because you ain't seen them yet. Because you ain't seen them.
You can put your mind and just make up what they going to be.
Facts. Ain't nobody scared of Josh Allen, bro.
Hey, speaking of
talking about him as MVP no more. Listen to me. Who's the MVP this year? This year, they going to have to. Because they're not going to give it to Dak. I mean,
they're going to give it to Jalen Hurts.
They better not,
bro.
I mean, they missed too many games.
I mean, listen, it's already they pretty much showed their hands. Like Patrick Mahomes made the first team All Pro team over Jalen Hurts. So they can't. The same voters are not going to turn around and then give Jalen Hurts the MVP when they didn't even give him first team All Pro over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that would be controversy.
No, that's not going to happen. It's never happened before. It's not going to happen now.
They're contradicting too.
There's never been There's never been an MVP to miss multiple games in a season and still get.
That's why I think, bro, that they should just come up with a quarterback award. Just come up with a quarterback award. The best quarterback in football was this guy. Period. It could be the goddamn Troy Aikman Award for achievement or something.
yeah. It really don't represent nobody else but quarterbacks.
So listen,
at this point,
because Justin Jefferson definitely should have been in MVP conversations, but they are not going. They never give it to receivers like Michael Parsons and Nick Bosa.
I mean, if you really want to
the last 9 quarterback,
if you want to think about this, I mean, I'll throw something crazy out there. If that's the case, you can say Trevor Lawrence is the MVP. Want to know why? Because he's the MVP of their team. He's damn sure the MVP of the Jags.
Before AP, who was it? Sean Alexander or somebody?
I think so.
Marshall Faulk won 1 year too.
Sean won one.
For the Seahawks, yeah. That year.
Yeah.
I think he won it that year we lost to him. When when the kicker dropped the ball and Romo tried to run the ball in.
It doesn't even happen, so they probably do need to separate them categories, man. Because, like, y'all going to just be biased for quarterbacks. You might as well just give them their own category.
Like, bro, think about this. In order for a non-quarterback to win an MVP, you think of the people we just said, bro. AP had probably the best season from a running back in the history of football.
He had no help. You see the
and
quarterback
then he only
had.
won 8 games. You know what I'm saying?
That boy was nice, man.
But think about this, like, you know what I'm saying? He had to have one of the best seasons of all time. Bro, quarterbacks get it for just being the top quarterback, bro. If you're the top quarterback that year, you're gonna win the MVP. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Now, Pat, I will say is I think it's crackhead stuff. What he's doing, considering he did that without freaking Tyreek Hill. I think it's just a testament of both those guys to say that the fact that they both made All Pro without each other. I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's still crazy within itself. But yeah, the MVP, I definitely believe that they, just like in college, I think the NFL should go to a system like college, how they have the Balishnikov, they have the different awards for those positions. Because I mean, like for the best linebacker in football should get an award. If you're the best linebacker in football, your ass should get a trophy every year.
That's facts right though.
Because that is a hard ass position to play, bro.
Exactly.
In every and they say, oh yeah, but that's the defensive player of the year, but bruh,
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's hard for a linebacker.
That's always going to go to a dude with the what? Most sacks.
You can just be sack king, or you know what I'm saying, the INT king of the year.
It takes a lot. Listen, it takes a lot for a cornerback to win it.
Bro, a middle linebacker will never win.
Darrell Reeves won one, didn't it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Reeves didn't win the MVP. Did he win the defensive MVP?
I think he won some stuff for the playoffs. We can look it up though. But think about this. Think about this. A linebacker will never win defensive play. Like, bro, you have to be like, because you're not gonna get sacks.
You got to get sacks and interceptions.
And a real middle linebacker, a real middle linebacker is not gonna get sacks like that, bro. If you don't believe me, ask Ray Lewis how many sacks he got in his career.
Not that many. Not that many.
I'm gonna tell you this. If I'm not mistaken, Micah Parsons has more career sacks right now than Ray Lewis, if I'm not mistaken. Because Micah has 14 this year, and he had, 14 last year?
Something like that, like 13 and a half, 13 and a half. And let's see, Ray Lewis had...
And we know who Ray was. Ray was that dude, too.
All right, so he ain't got that. He got more still. Ray Lewis has 41.5 sacks.
41, okay. He close.
He damn.
And how many years did he play? How many
years? Too close for 2 years. I tell you that.
A long time.
Ray played at least 11 years. He played a minute, right?
Yeah, too close.
But he played 17 years.
But think about this. 41. Man. Think about this. 40. Listen. Oh my God, I didn't know he played that long.
That's what I'm saying.
He made 13 Pro Bowls.
If you average that out, he gonna blow that out the water.
41. Okay, let's do 41 divided by 17. Bro, that is 2 point. Ray Lewis got averaged 2.4 sacks a season over his career. Bro, that's why. Listen to me. I saw something very interesting. That's why at the beginning of the season when Micah Parsons and when I talked to him at training camp, I said the same thing. Like, bro, them is not defensive. Them is not linebacker numbers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Linebackers don't get, you know what I'm saying? Most linebackers don't, because most linebackers are reading. Like, how are you sacking the quarterback if you're reading? If you're sacking the quarterback, you're already committed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I believe it might come a point in time where we have to decide what we're going to do with him, though.
I mean, think about this. Micah Parsons has 14 snaps where he played cornerback this year.
Mm-hmm.
14.
Because like you said about the safeties, that's the same conversation with. Like, you're going to have a conversation with your agent after a while.
Well, Micah said he want to play. Micah said that he wants to play wherever Dan Quinn plays. Now, obviously, folks just be talking. I don't even see how that's going to be possible.
Say that before you get your money, for sure.
Yeah, that money will change your mind. They say if it don't change your mind,
he gonna start being way more conservative once he get that money.
Hey, what they say? They say the money's not gonna change you. Well, you ain't getting enough then. Hey, the funniest thing I heard in a long time is they say money don't buy happiness. It don't, but it gets you so close you don't know the difference.
I know, right?
A great down payment.
You feel me? It gets you so close you ain't gonna know the difference. You feel me? But Trevor says he played outside linebacker, big difference. LT did the same thing. Yeah, they did the same thing, but the difference was, back then they didn't have primary edge rushers. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, the Dallas Cowboys were actually kind of late on this concept of just an edge rusher. Because think about this: if this was the case, DeMarcus Ware could have stayed in Dallas, because this is what DeMarcus Ware actually left the Dallas Cowboys to go do in Denver. He was labeled as a what? Linebacker, but he did not play linebacker. People also wonder, why is DeMarcus Ware all of a sudden getting all these sacks that he didn't get in Dallas? You want to know why? Because all he was doing is pass rushing. That's it.
Yeah.
We just got on this late. Just like we got on late with the whole Tony Pollard type position. We got on stuff late, bruh. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the money is going to determine a lot of stuff going forward with these snaps. And to answer your question, landlord, no, Darrelle Reeves never won Defensive Player of the Year somehow.
No, I didn't think he did.
I thought he did.
Now, this is
I
crazy.
must be thinking about Gilmore or somebody.
Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year.
Gilmore won one.
But it's crazy because the man made four All-Pro teams and 7 Pro Bowls.
He was that dude for a minute.
Made the All-Decade team, but no Defensive Player of the Year award.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because he probably didn't get no interceptions when we know people weren't throwing his way.
They weren't throwing it to him. that should get you defensive. That should get you Defensive Player of the Year by itself. Like, man,
he did that. He did that on the Jets. So you know what I'm saying? On the Jets, he did all that. That's an accomplishment by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my boy Gabriel says, man, they better feed Tony Pollard. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and that's also something. If you go rewatch that game from last year, something else that you're going to also notice is there is a huge, huge, huge void of Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, the week before, I'll let you guys know backstory. They sat him against the Philadelphia Eagles because I remember he had, I forget the exact injury that he had at the time. But then they didn't play him in that Philadelphia Eagles. They rested him. And in the very next week versus the San Francisco 49ers, what happened? Kellen Moore only gave him the ball 4 times. I want to know, what are y'all thoughts on Tony Pollard getting more than 4 snaps this time? Well, actually, more than 4 carries.
Oh, he needs it.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because listen, that game, I know people always talk about what Dak Prescott did not do. We did not have a running game. We ran the ball. We ran the ball 21 times for 77 yards.
And Tony basically didn't play. Tony Pollard basically didn't play.
Basically didn't play. I'm gonna give you the carries breakdown. But listen, Dak Prescott was your second leading rusher for that game. That's how inefficient we were running the ball that game. Zeke had 12 carries for 31 yards. Dak had 4 carries for 27. Tony had 4 for 14. CD had 1 carry for 5 yards.
You said Zeke had what? Say that one more time.
12 carries for 31 yards.
It looked like he was a lot more effective than that, though. From what I just seen.
And we had a crazy story, man. My boy Zeke, please, possible.
He need to give us one down the way.
Zeke,
no, I'm saying?
Zeke, he gonna have to show up, man.
Zeke, now listen to me. I don't even. Bro,
don't do this.
Kellen, do something that favor my boy, bro. Like man, Kellen be making my dude look so bad, bro. Just look, he is.
But listen,
give my boy a power toss, please. Let him have a tackle in front of him, please.
Yeah, let me talk about what you were saying about Tony, though. You right about that, because I said this earlier. I was like, man, the 49ers don't understand that this is a whole different team basically from last year. And we got way better just by a change of philosophy. You know what I'm saying? We got way better because we started doing more common sense stuff that we've been begging them to do. We got better just simply off of that, like giving Tony Pollard the ball, like targeting your number 1 receiver. CeeDee Lamb, it took him like 3 quarters to get a target. Like, that was ridiculous last year. You know what I'm saying? Coop got a couple targets, but you mean to tell me CeeDee Lamb the slot and can't get the ball?
We were too busy screwing Amari Cooper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't even target him as much as they should.
We were too busy screwing Amari Cooper, and we just forgot.
And then, well, look, this was finna be crazy too. This is why I know this game is finna be different, and I know the penalties killed a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
like,
15 penalties.
15.
It killed a lot of our drives, y'all. A lot of them. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't necessarily like the Niners just was doing something. Like, we was doing some stupid stuff. We started the whole game off with an outside penalty.
Hey, landlord, think about this. If you cut down
with Randy Gregory,
if you cut down on some of the penalties alone, you probably win the game.
Yeah, man. Randy Gregory did about 3
If you just
Three-snap
if you
penalties
just take
alone.
if you take that penalty on the 2nd and 1, if you take that penalty away, that put us back on 2nd and 11.
Yeah.
That then led to a you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, there's a lot of things that could have been different.
It's 14. They said we had 14 penalties. Yeah, that's still a lot.
14. Oh
this one right here
in a
too,
playoff game, bro. That's
lie.
ridiculous, bruh. How
I'ma
many
be
yards is
real
that?
with
How many
you.
yards is
Matter
that?
of fact, I got the stats, so I can look at it. I don't know why the hell I'm sitting here.
Bro, 14 penalties in a play. And listen to me, 14. I remember we got 13 penalties in a preseason game, bro. I was cussing this whole team out, bro. I remember the game, that Chargers, bro. We got 14 penalties. I remember, bro. I was cussing this. So imagine doing that in a playoff
I noticed
game.
too that we ain't gonna do this time. Mike McCarthy was a little too conservative last year too. Know what I'm saying? With them 4th down calls. Like he gonna go for it more this year. Because down the stretch in the second half, man, a couple of them possessions, we shouldn't have been so, you know what I'm saying, so conservative. We should have went for it a couple of them times.
Yeah, we was punting the hell out that ball last year.
Yeah, one of them, we was like on the 50. Like, I'm like, what you doing? And then we was about to punt on the 50, and then we did a fake punt. Like, bro, what you doing? What you doing? We got it, but I'm just saying, like, you want your best players on the field, man. That's too risky. Because what if we wouldn't have got it? We would have just been like, well, if you gonna go for it, just put Dak and them on the field. Like,
and listen, they
want to trick everybody. And then like this gonna be real quick. One thing I didn't like was we did the Hulk package. This coming out. This after the half
exactly
now.
What you're about to say.
Passed out of it.
Look,
threw the ball.
Man, look, we did this after the half now. We needed a score, man. We just had 7 points for the whole half. That would have changed the football game on that drive. He came out and threw the ball 3 straight times. And then he lined up the first play. He threw the ball. You know what kind of route it was. Remember these stupid curls that he been doing. Please don't run them curls all game again, man.
Oh, speaking of curls, you remember they sit the damn lineman on the curl?
Or just run them at different levels.
Look, okay, the curl route
on a curl, man. They said the damn offensive lineman on the curl.
That was an interception that Dak threw the interception on 4 curl routes. That just by the way. So that first play was a curl route to CeeDee Lamb. That jump was locked up because they sitting on him. Then the second play, them boys did a Hulk package. I'm thinking like, okay, we finna run. Man, this man, Dak just throwed the ball like a bomb out of the Hulk pack. I'm like, what is they doing? Like, then after that, you come right back with another throw and you get sacked. Like, that's a terrible offensive possession, bro. And you need a score. You need a spark. Why not just toss that ball to Tony Pollard on that second down in the Hulk package, bro? Like, I feel like we can really expose them with that Hulk package. Like, if we having too much problems to run the ball in our normal formations, bring out that Hulk package. You still got an extra offensive lineman over there.
I don't even think it's gonna come to all that, because I'm gonna tell you something. The major difference is, bro, is Dak, bro. Like, they're about to get the best Dak that anybody has ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I don't even think that Dak was capable of playing at the level that he's playing at right now last year. Why? Because they were not going to let Dak run the ball 7 times after they saw what he did with his leg the year before. They were not about to do that.
Then Dak was coming off that calf injury early in the year.
Like, they were not. They were just flat out
the game.
Yeah, they were just stuff flat out that they were not going to do. They came in with this in the mentality, we're gonna throw the ball.
Yeah.
And then think about this, even with them doing that, like Bosa did not. I mean, like, bruh, like, their key players did not blow up in this game. And the cool thing about it is, at the end of this game, the Dallas Cowboys had the ball in their hand with position to score. And
to be honest, though, Bosa had went out at the half mark.
Yeah, Bosa went out. Then the middle linebacker.
They lost Bosa. They lost Warner. They lost and then they lost Kittle too, didn't they?
But Michael was in and out the whole game. You know, he had COVID that week before.
Yeah, so Michael was in and out the lineup. We had some issues ourselves too. So,
and like, it's a lot of things that's different that
Warner
people
played
ain't
the
really
second
paying
half.
attention
He
to.
left in the third quarter. Go ahead.
It's a lot of stuff that was different. Like, you know, Anthony Brown got an interception during, like, later on in the game, but they was kind of exposing Anthony Brown that game. Like, they were not exposing them, but they was beating them like that. That's exactly who they was looking at. And I don't think you're gonna be able to do that with Deron Bland. I think he'll match up better with IU. IU kind of physical. You know what I'm saying? He don't get that much separation. He a contested catcher. So Brock Purdy gonna have to throw some risky throws over there at Deron Bland if they match up, or at Trayvon Diggs, because you know Debo might be in the backfield. Like like I said, the biggest problem that they present to me is they scheme. And they got some talented players running the scheme, but if it was just man on man, mano y mano, I like my players to be able to match up at least decent, at least hold up. But when you add to that Shanahan shenanigans, like I was saying earlier, when you add him doing all this positionless football, that's what schemes players open. That's what concerns me, him scheming people open. You know what I'm saying? But I do like how Dan Quinn managed to control it last year. Like, he did a great job against Shanahan offense. Like, it was nothing like they got a couple big plays, but I think that's the key to this football game. Tackling and stopping them from getting these big plays. If we can hold them from getting any big plays and make them drive, they are a terrible red zone team. Well, like they like in like they rank like 16, 17 in red
You
zone.
want to know why? You want to know why? Because when you get into red zone, your quarterback has to make decisions.
Yeah. But it's crazy that you got a master play caller that can't scheme up touchdowns in the red zone. So my defense, all I'm asking y'all to do is bend and don't break, because we are the best team in the red zone.
Yep.
The Cowboys score
touchdowns
and points.
And we just got and think about this, on defense, we're one of the best because we just got an interception this past week. You know what I'm saying, in the red zone.
Yep. 73.3% of the time that the Cowboys going to score a touchdown in the red zone. Like Landlord pointed out, that is the best in the league. The 49ers only score 53.62% of the time. That is the 19th best in the league.
See, we cashing in. They ain't cashing in. So all my defense got to do is avoid the big play. Tackling is going to be vital against these boys, because I'm telling you, Purdy is not going to just surgically dissect you all game. That's not what he's going to do. What they hope to do is to scheme these players some yak. You know what I'm saying? They want to throw these wide receiver screens to Ayuk and Debo and Christian McCaffrey. They want to throw all these screens to Kittle, tight end screens, slants. They want to do this little quick stuff to get the ball out of his hand quick. It's going to be up to our defense. It's going to be vital for us to come up and make solid tackles, Mr. Trayvon Diggs. You're going to have to wrap up, buckle your chin strap, because they're going to isolate you on some wide receiver screens. They're going to want to see if you ready to tackle today. So you're going to have to be up to the challenge, sir.
Yeah, I know everybody on Diggs about that tackling, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Diggs ain't been tackling all year, man. That's just what it is, man. He going to have to tackle.
I mean, from the beginning of the year, they said he was like, he went a large period of time without missing a tackle.
Yeah, so he wasn't missing a tackle, but he wasn't making a tackle, too. You
he probably wasn't trying.
Exactly. You can't miss him if you ain't trying to make him, you know what I'm saying? Because I brought that up several times, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I've been telling folks, like, if you just now realizing Trayvon Diggs, ain't tackling, and this is what I know about tackling, is like the first thing. What's the first thing they tell you when you about to tackle? What's the first thing you gotta want to do if you want to be a good tackler? You gotta what? You gotta want to tackle. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to tackle, I don't give a damn how big you are. Your ass is gonna get thrown around by some little ass kid out there that wants to tackle. He gonna beam you every time. Trayvon Diggs, former wide receiver, don't really want to tackle. I'm just being honest with you. He don't. So what he need to learn how to do is wrap up and hold. He needs to professionally Jeff Heath. You know what I'm saying? And what is that?
Hold them up, slow them up.
Exactly. Just hold their ass. Even if they drag you 2 feet, the cavalry will be on their way. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to do. Yeah. Grab them, hold them, and then put your Batman logo in the sky, and then the cavalry's going to come through and save you. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody.
I got another troll in the chat. The 49ers just bring out the trolls, don't it?
Hey, but you know what though? I'm gonna tell you though. The way this algorithm is set up, we need the trolls. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Ain't nobody gonna run them numbers up like nobody. Ain't nobody gonna run them numbers up better than a troll. I'm gonna keep it real with you right now.
Is that not the ideal name for a hater? Salt Life.
That is.
You dead serious. You was born for this. you was destined to be a hater. Congratulations, sir.
Facts. But I mean, we need the trolls right now. We need that. We need all them interactions.
Yes, sir.
Because Facebook don't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like the RICO law. We take the dirty. It's like the RICO. You know what I'm saying? We take the
good with the bad.
Exactly, and it all pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you don't get it, read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna mix the love and the hate and use it all to pay some bills around here. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Somebody pointed out in the chat, Extra Pal did, Connor Williams is no longer here. He was one of the most penalized players in the NFL last year.
He was getting cooked that game, too. Yeah. I'm sorry. He was getting cooked that
and
game.
I'm going to tell you something, too. No slant to Cedric Wilson. But, man, you probably have a better third. You got to remember, there was a key play we threw to Cedric Wilson last year. Imagine this. That key play would be going to Michael Gallup or T.Y. Hilton.
Yep. Because it was late in the game and said for some reason he alligator armed it, too.
It was
like,
what? They're probably Dak's best pass of the game.
All he has to do is fully extend.
Nobody's going to talk about it.
Second and 25 was the best pass. That was nice.
But see, that fourth down.
But that fourth down was there, bro. It was there.
It was there. It was
like on the run, off balance, off platform.
All he got to do is fully put his hands out. Fully put your hands out.
Yeah, I said he alligator armed. He didn't extend far enough.
Then I don't know why he turned like that to try and make the play.
And you know what's crazy? Think about this, fellas.
It's like he tripped himself.
And think about this, fellas. People will then say, why he throw the ball to Cedric Wilson? Guess what? He did the same thing to Noah Brown. People say, because, bro, these dudes, I mean, listen, if you make a play for Dak don't give a damn. 4th or 10, if you're open, he's throwing the ball to you.
Yeah. But that's why come up in the clutch in that New England game.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, if you're a young wide receiver, you love Dak. You love Dak over any Aaron Rodgers ain't had no choice but throw at the young receivers. But I'm just saying, this year,
equal opportunity.
But Dak is super equal opportunity, bro.
He don't discriminate.
And he has a history of what? Giving a young guy an opportunity. Because guess what? When he threw that ball to Cedric Wilson, we all said, man, why the hell he didn't throw that ball to Amari Cooper?
Because I sure did. Yeah.
Safir says, one thing I noticed, and I could be wrong, Datton didn't really throw it to Noah Brown against Tampa. Seems like every time he throws it to him, he gets picked. I think that's more of a seems like. That's not a factual thing. I think that one interception when Noah Brown dropped, I think he's actually throwing more interceptions to CeeDee Lamb than anybody, and that's documented.
And that's good, too, because you try to get the ball to your number one. I live with that all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so, yeah, I mean, there's only been one situation like that, and that was the game where he bounced off his head. But, I mean, you guys, listen to me. A guy will make 1,000 small plays that lead to first downs and third downs, and then he'll miss a play that costs you a touchdown, and you'll forget all those other little plays, and we'll focus on that big play. You know what I'm saying? Noah Brown has had the best season of his career. I'm just being real. And guess what? With having the best season of his career, he had some highs and he had some lows. He had some really, really highs where we literally thought that he was the best receiver on this team. Stop it right now. If you're lying to yourself. If you're lying to yourself, if you do
not start of the season like it looked like it.
There you go.
They sure played him like it. I think that was Mike McCarthy. Like, look, man, you got to get the ball to your best player, sir. After, because Noah was taking over, look like it. And I don't know if that's a blessing, like a praise on Noah or indictment on your OC. Because ain't no way, boy. Because we seen what CD turned into, all pro.
All pro. And listen. Oh, damn, I lost my train of thought that quick.
Go ahead.
Like, Noah Brown is not even in that same role he was in anymore. T.Y. Hilton is getting more snaps. So, like, Noah Brown is not even in that position to have to be relied on that much.
They was throwing past to Malik Turner.
Malik Turner had 3 touchdowns last year. Hell, you mean?
I'm talking about to
and didn't get re-signed
in the San Francisco game. I'm talking about he got.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
But pretty much the point is like,
your wide receiver core is probably better this year than it was last year. I would think.
If you think about health, because Michael Gallup is present, CeeDee Lamb is a better player than he was. T.Y. Hilton is explosive, and if you count Tony, are we counting Tony Pollard in the mix?
I mean, think about it. Let's just say this. Let's just say Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
Amari Cooper to CeeDee Lamb. I think from last year to this year, CeeDee Lamb technically is better than Amari Cooper from last year because Amari Cooper only had like 900 yards.
Yeah, see, let's clear this up. Amari Cooper has never had a 1,300-yard season.
So you would have to say that CeeDee Lamb is the better receiver. Okay. So then our second receiver last year was who? CeeDee Lamb. Our second receiver this year is who? T.Y. Hilton. I would say, obviously those balance the other out. Why? Because you still have CeeDee Lamb. This is where it gets interesting. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but who cares about your third and fourth receiver? We do. Why? Because they actually get passes here. We just told you a guy, Malik Turner, a Malik Turner guy you don't even know got passes in a playoff game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now think about this. Michael Gallup did not play in that game. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he was already hurt.
He wasn't there at all. So that's a big plus.
So now you have Michael Gallup.
Difference. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And now you got T.Y. Hilton instead of Cedric Wilson. It's a lot of big differences on defense, too. You had Tristan Hill over there just penetrating and not tackling nobody.
Jonathan Hankins.
Instead of Jonathan Hankins. Then you had Devontae KZ, little bitty self.
Oh, my
out
God.
there tackling people.
Oh, my God. That's a huge
Donovan
one.
Wilson.
That's
Donovan
a huge
Wilson
one.
wasn't even getting starting minutes, Wes.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. That's how you know that there is some drugs use going on in the locker room. Because there is no film
they
in
just
America.
didn't know who Dono was yet.
But think about this.
I'm going to be fair. They didn't know he was like that.
The whole year.
The last coaching staff knew he was like that. But, we had a change of of command. And Dono was kind of caught in the middle. Because the last coaching staff kind of liked him. Like, they was starting to prepare him up to be a starter. But it's like soon as DQ and them came in here, it was just like Dono was kind of like one of them friends.
He was the odd
that was in the middle. Yeah, he was in the middle.
He brought in KZ. He brought in Neal. They signed Malik Hooker. So he got lost in the cross.
KZ
started over Dono because that was Dan guy. You know what I'm saying? Then you got
he was small and undersized, and he couldn't do. And I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Who the linebacker was for you?
KZ made no sense. They
had a Falcon linebacker too.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about it. Keanu O'Neal, and I told y'all that was gonna fail.
This is all different. Like, these are things that like played a large role in this football game. That's gonna be completely different this time. We didn't have a Sam Williams. We didn't have a Dante Fowler. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have Deron Bland with 6 interceptions. What he got? 5, 6?
5.
Like,
then we didn't have Armstrong that came along.
We didn't have Dorrance was there, but we didn't have Deron Bland. We didn't have Sam Williams
from this year.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a different Dorrance Armstrong, because remember, he wasn't getting those snaps over old buddy.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I'm
gonna tell you this right. The two biggest upgrades that you said right now is Jonathan Hankins and by far Donovan Wilson over DeMonte KZ, bruh.
Now, Dono got some snaps, and in his limited snaps, he was super effective too. He made Garoppolo throw like some quick bad passes, all kind of stuff in his limited role. But now Dono is featured, so he's gonna be a big part of your defensive plan. And I honestly think the three-headed monster at safety gonna be the key to this victory. Mm-hmm. And you add in Israel
because they can prevent. They can listen to me. If I'm gonna keep it, the safeties are gonna be very, very important. But it's like we gotta get CMC to cut back. That first lane can't be open because if it's open, boom, blur.
Notice that since Hankins came, because I was one of the biggest critics for the three-headed monster.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the biggest critics. I stand up on my analysis. Like, I don't back down. They ended up balling out because Hankins came along. You needed that trash can full of dirt in that middle. That's what opened up them lanes so Dono can shoot through there and become the Cobra he became. You know what I'm saying? Without Hankins there, it wouldn't have been that big clog up. You know what I'm saying? Them offensive linemen would have been getting to the second level, and then that's no contest for the safeties. Like, that's no contest with an offensive lineman with a full head of steam going up against them little safeties now. Like, let's be real. If you know football, you know that's not an ideal situation that you want. You know what I'm saying? So if you got Jonathan Hankins in the middle of that line, he's clogging up a lot of them. He's demanding 2 blockers.
Thanks.
So that's opening up a little more time for Dono to shoot through there, to cut through that line. Why you think he gets so many tackles for loss now? You know what I'm saying? Because he got somebody on that line that's demanding their respect. We didn't have that in Tristan Hill. Nelva Gallimore, we see what he turned out to be. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He's not good enough to be a starter on his team, apparently. Unless this is one of DQ tricks up his sleeve. You never know with this team. But like he hasn't been a starter all year like that. So even though he's been hurt, but he hasn't beat out nobody. So that's who we was rolling with last year. We was rolling with Carlos Watkins and Neville Gallimore and Tristan Hill. That was our DTs.
Hey, real
You know
quick.
what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to my boy Steven Thomas Robinson. Hey, Henny, real quick, talk to me, man. When you look at last year's team versus this year's team, what are some negatives, some positive you see from this Cowboys? Just same analysis we just did right now. What are your thoughts?
Man, basically, if you just look at the roster from top to bottom, like people will say, like we don't have the offensive firepower that we used to. I think we're still on par because remember, CeeDee Lamb is having one of the best years in Dallas Cowboys history as a receiver. Like he made an All Pro selection, so like that says volumes about his talent. And then you got to look at what Dalton Schultz is doing. He just went for almost 100 yards and two touchdowns in a playoff game. So I think our offense is still good. It's still on that same level. And like you guys pointed out, there's a bunch of guys that are no longer on the team that have made us better. You know what I'm saying? Like
The change in philosophy, man, I feel like we better.
we're
Because
better.
that's why we lost last year, because we didn't throw to our number one. We didn't give Tony Pollard the ball. That will not happen this time. That's a
Yeah.
promise.
Listen, we were averaging like 31 rushing attempts right now. That's the fifth most in the league. That's the second most of the teams
You
left in the
damn sure
playoffs.
wasn't doing that last year.
Yeah, but listen, we only had 21 carries on the game. So, when you compare this to what the 49ers did, the 49ers ran the ball 38 times.
Jesus.
So,
I
like
seen Tony Pollard returning kickoffs to that game, y'all. Do y'all trust Turpin? Y'all gonna trust Turpin?
that's
I mean, I'm gonna
TP
tell
was
you,
effective too.
I'm gonna tell you,
TP
kickoff
was
returns. They're
effective on the
kicking that,
kickoff
bro.
return.
They're kicking this ball so deep, Brad. Like, and well, you
It
know
badly
what?
is.
You know what? But you know
yeah.
what? You know what? You know what though? I might mess with it though. You know why? Because you're playing outside. When you're playing outside, you have no control over that wind. So typically, when returners get opportunities to run balls back is when, like, think about this. When was the last time Lucky Whitehead ran a ball back in an outside stadium in LA? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they try to put that ball through the upright, but that wind be like, nah, we're going to drop it right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to drop it right here. And
you fighting against some wind resistance.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. If there is any, because I'm going to say this real quick. And my boy was our kicker on our team, right? And he used to always say, it's at the hardest thing for a kicker to do more than kick field goals. I'm going to tell you what they always say, trying to kick the ball away from somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like kicking the ball away from someone is just as hard as damn near kicking the ball through an upright. Why? Because it takes just as much accuracy. So you got
real quick.
This
is a good point that DC for Life just made. We have Ferguson too now. That's a big point. Like we got 3 tight ends that, you know what I'm saying? I want to see that 3 tight end package. I want to see that Hulk package and that 3 tight end package. And I want it to be featured especially if we struggling with the run. Like if we can't get our run game off, I want to see Kellen Moore adjust and go to that. Go to them 3 tight end packages. Go to that Hulk package. I want to see him adjust just like that, and I think that'll be effective against them. Because they did a couple toss out of the Hulk package against them, and it worked. I don't know why Kellen Moore didn't do it more. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the whole package, but I don't want too many tight ends on the field too much, because I will take CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Gallup over Schultz, Ferguson, and Hendershot any day. You know what I'm saying? That's the only.
But them boys in spot work though.
They in spot work. They in spot work. But I'm just being honest with you, man. Yeah. Right now, and we gonna this gonna be our last subject. We gonna end it on, bruh. I'm sorry. This is a big bro game. Like this is a game for big. Like I said this last week. Like this is what. Listen to me. During my flag football season, I got 12 kids. Everybody plays. You know what I'm saying? Round week, we have 10 weeks in our season. Around week 8, I started making this speech right here. Hey, man, everybody's been playing, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Come playoffs, only the kids that's been here for practice and that's playing good and doing the things they're supposed to be doing is going to see the field. You know what I'm saying? I started letting parents know now. So if you invite 50 parents, 50 cousins to the Super Bowl and your son only played 2 snaps, you know why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know why. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to me asking me later.
If it's a blowout, he might get lucky.
If he get it, he might get lucky. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, this is a big brother game. I love my youngsters. I love them. But I'm forcing the ball to CeeDee Lamb. I'm forcing the ball to T.Y. Hilton. I'm forcing the ball to them dudes. Those dudes have to, because think about this. In this past game, that's what it was. It was the CeeDee Lambs. It was the Dalton Schultz. It was the Dak Prescott.
Had one target for like 35 yards.
He did,
he almost scored.
But see, that's why. But see, this is what I want from my young guys. You might only get one opportunity. You better catch the ball.
You better act up with it.
That's the only thing I'm asking. Because listen to me. That's the crazy thing about it though. Big brother gonna take care of all the heavy work. But guess what? That 3rd and 30, that 30-yard catch, that mess was equally important to keep that drive that one of the big brothers scored on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my little brothers, all I'm telling you is like, yo, when I come to you, you better play like.
I need you to be ready.
I need you to run like the Rents do.
I know this. Right.
You feel me? But big brother, CeeDee Lamb, get ready. Why? Because we about to ride your back, bruh. We about to ride. Like literally, bruh, I'm telling you, in the first quarter, CeeDee Lamb should have like 4 or 5 targets, bruh.
Him and Schultz. I want to see Schultz get active.
Because
earlier.
listen, hey, I don't know if you read the article. I know you've been at work all day, but bruh, listen to me. I'll let Henny break them down. Henny, have you read? Hey, Landlord, have you seen the article and the video we put together today on the 12 receivers?
I don't think so.
Okay, man, Henny, break it down real quick.
So real quick, just so you're in the know, like they are really a bad secondary when it comes to covering guys. There's 12 guys that had 90 yards or more.
12, bro.
Season.
12.
Good grief.
Read these names.
Tyler Lockett, DJ Metcalf, Travis Kelce, Greg Dortch, AJ Green, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Cooper Kupp, Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Cortland Sutton all had 90 yards or more. And just to add some context, Kelce, Juju, and Valdez-Scantling all went over 90 yards in the same game.
Exactly.
So the one thing I see is it's they DBs ain't up to par. Look like
yes, bro.
Feast or famine, like I told you.
Listen to me. Your 3-quarter wide receivers are better than all down the line. Your number 1 wide receiver is better than their number 1. Their number 1 corner is a corner that we released. Now, don't get me wrong, the boy, he got a Super Bowl ring, but this is a Tre'Davious Ward. This is a guy we know. Like he was in our camp. You know what I'm saying? That's a guy we know. Your wide receivers down there, bro. Dak is about to light these dudes up, bro.
I think so too.
Listen to this, Landlord.
CeeDee about to go dumb.
Peep this out. During their final 4 games of the season, the 49ers allowed 264.3 yards per game, allowed teams to complete 71.5% of their passes, allowed 9 passing touchdowns, which was the most in the league during that stretch, and they allowed their opponents to average a passer rating of 98.1 during the final 4 games of the season.
And still them from Auburn just ate them up too.
Tore their ass up, bruh.
Man.
Bruh, Gino had them on the box, bruh.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Gino had him on the box, bruh. Gino
That's what I'm telling
y'all.
If we come in here and play anything like we played against the Bucks, it's gonna be a wrap, man. Like real talk. And I think we got that edge on them too. Cause they feeding into this mainstream narrative too. They don't respect us. They think it's a joke. And we gonna come right in there and hit them in the mouth. Watch what I tell you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, we've been on here for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, man. I wanted to make sure me and Henny was on here for about 20 minutes without Landlord, so I wanted to make sure if he going to jump on here, we at least give him an hour of content. So we went 1 hour and 30, so everybody was on here at least an hour tonight, man. But, yo, man, we have ourselves a good night tonight, man, and I appreciate everybody for watching along. Hey, man, HTM, let them know the next time you going live and the next time you dropping some content.
Oh man, I'm going live tomorrow morning, man. I'm gonna go live, do the early morning coffee show. Go do another quick review of the San Francisco 49ers, talk some numbers. And then of course, Landlord, if you're still down, man, I'm still trying to do that watch party Saturday for the Giants and the Eagles.
Yeah, I should be a go. I should
Yeah.
be a go. Yeah.
Hey, well, even if they don't do it, there will be a watch party on. So make sure you guys tune in for that, because you got to think about this, man. The Giants win, and we will all be rooting for the Giants on Saturday, because if the Giants win, the Cowboys will literally be playing on Sunday to go home and play an NFC Championship game, bro. That's going to be ridiculous.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And think about this. If you go home, you no longer play outside for the rest of the season, because the Super Bowl is inside too. You know what I'm saying?
I really think the Eagles sleeping on the Giants too.
I know they're
think they
sleeping.
are.
I know, bro. They're watching listen, we got Eagles fans watching our show. I know they're sleeping.
They sleeping on the Giants. Real talk. And then ain't there some Giant type stuff too? See, they must don't know they like history. The Giants is one of them scrappy type franchises that'll pull something
Underdog.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
ask
Landlord this trick question. Who is the best team that the Eagles beat this year? It's a trick question.
The Cowboys?
No.
Who?
There you go. That's it. The best team the Eagles beat this year was the Dallas Cowboys, led by Cooper Rush. That's their best win.
And that one no blowout. They man, look, that's why.
But think about this. If you look at the talent, that's their best win this year.
Look, that's why I still talk with such conviction about Jalen Hurts. He has yet to play a great game against the Cowboys. He ain't did it yet. Zero. That man had 155 yards. For real. Like, he ain't played it good against us yet, bro. Last year we made a fool out of him. So, like, like I told you, man, I'm kind of different. Like, when you play good against my team, that's when you get my respect. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, well, yeah, he got us, though. See, Trevor Lawrence, he out there balling like, hey, he beat us. He pretty good.
Trevor's sneaky good.
He pretty good. Like, that. Once you beat my team, that's when I say you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I feel like we had Trevor ass, though.
Yeah, we did. We did.
All right.
We kind of let up off the gas and let that game go, but it's all good.
I mean,
that was the game that hurt us, though.
But we in Los Angeles Charger it though. It was funny too, because listen to 6 minutes into that game, right when all the Buccaneers fans started leaving, I started screaming, "We're not the Chargers. We're not the Chargers." All right, Eddie. All right, hey, Landlord, let them know when you're going live again, man. Your next project.
Oh, yeah, man. I probably go live in the morning, too, man. I'm trying to get y'all some of that good content. We got the biggest game that we done had in a while. So, hey, it's overtime for everybody. I'm sure the coach is doing overtime, too. So, yeah, I'll probably be live tomorrow morning, like 11 o'clock, something like that. Or, in Central Time. But, yeah, man, just holler at me.
Yes, sir. And then it's your boy West Coast. Hey, man, in the morning, I will be announcing who won the Zach Martin glove. So make sure you guys tune in to my morning show to get you guys tuned in, man. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, man. And I will see you guys tomorrow around 10 a.m., man. You guys already know what it is. Never